All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
Happy Friday. I'm with my man Ham, talking some baseball. Big boy slates, no time to waste. But hey, first, always got to say hi to the people in chat. Pop Stoner, I Am Rice, Michael Peterson, Robert, Ricky, Michael Ortiz, MN Holla, Warren, Gang Green, No Stop, Metro Boom, Jason Turner, Woody, what's going on? Russell Prime, that is everything I got. There you go. Appreciate that, Russell. Appreciate that. Hey, what did I say? I had to throw on the SaberSim sweater that they got us. And yes, it is a sweater. It's what they call the hockey thing. It's not no vest. It ain't nothing else. And then I said I had to throw on the SHIPIT hat. Big boy prize out there. I said it was a good day to ship. Shout out to our man D-Gen. Always rocked the big one up here. So the combination did it. Got to the top. Got lucky. Like you need to be as always. But I appreciate that, Russell. Langley in here as well. Like button, subscribe button. All we ask for on these shows. Ham, big boy slate, 12 games. Usually Nade's in this spot. Nade's is doing something. I'm in for Nade's. Excited to talk some baseball with you.
Yeah, excited talking. I've worn my Brave shirt to get us back on the winning track. Tough to blow a 6-run lead in the ninth, but coming off that loss, going to San Francisco, just saw that Anthony Senzatella is scratched. I actually opened up.
Really?
Just saw that. If you open up DK, if you close it, then open it back up, it comes pre-populated with 5 Mets in the lineup for you. They're going to be super popular. But Title, before we get going into it, today's a big day. All right, today's a big day. I want your take, and I want everybody else's in the chat's take. Today is National Donut Day. Okay. I need to know your favorite donut spot and what city it's in. Yeah, so National Donut Day. Put your favorite donut spot in the chat too. I loved eating donuts. So today's National Donut Day. If you haven't gone and get one, go get you one in your local city.
I haven't had one yet. I would say my favorite, I don't eat many donuts. I love them. It's just, I try and be a little healthier. I would probably say Queenie's. That is in Tucson, Arizona, right by my wife's grandparents' place. I always take a golf cart ride down there. So I think Queenie's.
Right. I'll have to check it out.
It's like homemade stuff. They get up at like 3 a.m. It's a mom and pop shop. Been doing it for a long time. So
Derek's going out on a limb saying Krispy Kreme.
What about you? And have you had a donut so far today? I assume yes, you have to.
Oh yeah. I had one. I was in Austin, Texas, not too long ago, and then all my Texas fans out there, Round Rock Donuts in Round Rock, Texas. I think there's a couple of them, but man, those are some pretty good donuts down there in Texas. A lot of good donut places here in Tennessee. But yeah, it's you still got time. It's not too late.
Not too late. There you go. Maybe for dessert tonight will be a little donut. Actually, I whipped up the Ninja Creamy. I don't know if you know what that is, but so you know what Ninja Creamy is?
I don't. Is it like the?
Yep. It makes the ice cream, the protein ice cream, all that stuff. Yeah. So finally, I've had it in the package for a long time. Finally whipped it out. Put some protein powder in there. Get some little Oreos crushed up.
No.
Like 40 grams of protein probably. Tastes just like ice cream. An absolute cheat code. So I don't even bother with any other desserts nowadays.
Nate's is saying stack brewers and collect money too. Oh yeah, there we go. I'm gonna have to go check some of these places out. Folsom, or last.
Yeah, it is the best. I'm in Hollywood. Absolute cheat code. I lived in Austin, Texas, like 2 years ago. I wish I would have known about that spot. I would have checked it out.
All right. Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, Pojin was talking about donuts at gas stations, man, like Thornton's, like donut places, like gas stations have some pretty good donuts. You like donuts when you eat gas station donuts, but Thornton's, if you've ever heard of a Thornton's, like Publix and Kroger, they're like 2 grocery store chains. They got some pretty good donuts too. But man, I love me a good donut.
There you go. I love it. I didn't know that about you, Ham. Not really surprised, but how do you not like donuts? Donuts are amazing. Happy National Donut Day for all those out there that celebrated with an early donuts. All right. Something you don't want on your MLB slates tonight is a donut. So hopefully you can avoid those. 12 games, definitely weather to talk about. So pulling up, I think it's Kevin Ross weather report. I saw his tweet yesterday, like he's going on vacation. I don't know. It's coming up, might be right now. He has someone else doing it for him during that time. So it's either him or someone else. But I see a couple games yellow. Actually, that game's not on the slate. Boston, New York, Dodgers, St. Louis, and then the Mets in Colorado, all yellow. Anytime I see yellow, I still assume it's going to play normal, but keep an eye on it. The worst, we have one game that's orange, and that is Arizona and Cincy, as you can see right here. Great American Small Park, both teams a solid team total. So that's an interesting spot. He said you'll have to monitor a lot closer to lock. He'll have an update there. So a delay or worse is possible. So the only game I'm really looking at is this Arizona-Cincy game for weather if anything changes. We will talk like it does. Right. Yeah. All right. So today it is. There you go. Ruff is gone today. It is a friend of his on it. What's going on? Yeah, Quick Trip's good too. Quick Trip with the Q or with a Q. What am I talking about? Not with a Q. With the K is way, way better than with a Q. Ham, any random thoughts? Anything else you on your mind you want to talk about? If
Besides
not,
donuts.
yeah. Besides donuts, if you have anything else to add about donuts, you can.
No.
If not, take us into pitching. Again, monster slates, 8K and above. We have. Let me throw it to this. Let me throw it to you with this. Do we have SP1, the best pitcher in baseball, on the slate right here in Scooball? And what are you doing? How much are you playing at him? All the way up at 11.5K, which you could still argue is maybe a little too cheap, but pitchers have been way too cheap all year on DraftKings. So it is at least nice to see them breaking over the 11K range and not just everyone 10K or below, which we've seen recently.
Yeah, obviously, tons of interest in Scooball today. He does get a tougher matchup, right? But man, the Scooball has been absolutely dynamite. I would say he didn't have his best performance, being a pretty decent performance, but not his best performance as it relates to strikeouts. Still had almost 29 DraftKings points, 11.5. You're going to have to pay for him. You see the discrepancy that you alluded to is a 1.5K higher than the next guy. I think he comes in with the guys the other guys that we have. I do think he comes in a little bit lower owned than he probably should. So Scooball, he would be SP1 for me today. The question is, can you get to him at that price tag with the bats, especially with a Coors Field game? Right behind him, he's the second highest price pitcher, 10K. Spencer Schwellenbach gets to go into that coveted ballpark that we love in San Francisco. This guy's been pretty dominant for most of the season. He had some ups and downs, but for the most part, he's been very good. Sonny Gray, I'm going to pass. Just because he's taken on the Dodgers, he's been absolutely incredible as well. Then you get Senga, right? His last time he pitched, he faced this Rockies team. Now, granted, it was at home, but to me, it doesn't matter where you're facing this Rockies team. He's always in play, especially at 9,000, coming off a 26 DraftKings points performance against that same Rockies team. Just going down the list, Seth Lugo, 8,800. That's a little bit more than I want to pay for him. I'd be interested to hear what you have to say. But once again, he gets that coveted matchup against the White Sox. His strikeout upside, though, title is kind of limited, so I would have less of him, especially at $8,800. Don't love that. Then the other one that I would mention is going to be Nick Lodolo. A lot of people love the Snakes bats. I certainly get that. But Nick Lodolo, man, I think he can have the strikeout upside. Arizona has done well against lefties all season. Arizona's done well against lefties all season, striking out less than about 20, right around 20%. And I'm not saying he's Chris Sale, but they did just face Chris Sale, who got 10 Ks on him. I understand that Chris Sale's a much better pitcher, so I'm not comparing the two. But with a chalky offense in the Diamondbacks, I don't think
no Corbin Carroll too. Huh? Carroll's not in the line. No Corbin Carroll, which can help your case. Yeah.
So especially with the Snakes going to garner some ownership, and rightfully so, right? Lodolo hasn't been the best this season. They're in Great America Small Park. I certainly get it. But if you needed a GPP play, I don't think Nick Lodolo is the worst at 8,100.
Yeah, I'm not going to chirp it at very low ownership. On this slate, I don't love it nearly as much. But again, you're talking about a 0.89%. That's what we have him projected at on this slate. Chad Patrick, no thank you. Didn't sound like you have any interest. Any Bryce Miller? I mean, these Angels, with Trout in that Angels lineup, I don't know. It's not as fun of a lineup to pick on as it was without Trout. Any thoughts on him? He projects decent right in between a Lugo and Lodolo.
Yeah, I mean, Bryce hasn't been good. I mean, it just hasn't been good over his last, I would say, month plus. Yeah, and with Trout back, they can strike out 8 to 10 times, but they can also hit 4 home runs in the first 3 innings, and then you're yanked. And you don't get to see any of that. So yeah, no Bryce Miller. I don't think we need to get there. There are some guys down,
Just touch on Will Warren, and then I'll touch on top tier really quick. But at 8K, I think he will be one of the highest owned pitchers on the slate. We have him number 3 right now at 8K. Part of the reason, we're going to go below 8K, Ben Brown. It's going to be Screwball Brown probably as the chalkier pairing. Just 2 pitchers in that same game. Brown's really cheap. It allows you to get Screwball pretty easily, and you can fit some Mets. But Warren only 1K more than Ben Brown. Second best K prop on the slate, 5.5, minus 140 on the over. However, obviously it's a rival, Boston. They're at home, Yankee Stadium. I don't love pitchers there. He should have run support, though. So what are your thoughts on Warren at 8K as well?
I don't really love him, to be honest with you. Interested to hear your take. I mean, I don't like playing this Boston team outside of Boston. The caveat to that would be, though, they're playing at Yankee Stadium, which has a short porch in right field. 2 of the better hitters are Duran and Devers. Will Warren coming off his, probably his worst performance of the season last time out. I don't love Will Warren. Are you implying that you do? Maybe you do. Maybe you change my tune.
Not really, because he's the 3rd highest on the slate, ownership wise. And I do like Screwball a good amount. My favorite, to be honest, the pivots. My favorite in this range, I think, Screwball, Senga, Lugo. And people, I know are going to chirp me for Lugo. At the end of the day, it's a 12-game slate, but it's warm. It's warm across the country in a good amount of spots. We don't have that many aces on the slate. Sorting by projection for pitcher, only 3 pitchers for 16.5 points or higher for DraftKings. Seth Lugo's K prop, actually one of the better on the slate, 4.5, minus 130 on the over. It's maybe number 6 on the slate, but relative to a 12-game slate, it's pretty solid. Awful White Sox team. I just want to pick on the White Sox. Should have run support behind them. So if Lugo gets me 6 innings and 5 Ks, and a win, I'll sign up for that any single day. Not any single day, I shouldn't say. I'll sign up for that on this slate any single day, and it doesn't break the bank. He's going to be pretty low owned. So I think Lugo is my favorite pivot there. Same thing with the Rockies. I want to pick on the Rockies. I want to pick on the White Sox. That's not going to change all year. Love playing Senga at 9K. He has upside. And Screwball is just the best pitcher in baseball, I think. K prop 7.5 in a tier of his own. Yes, the Cubs a scary offense, but better pitching beats better hitting most days. That's where I'll side there. So, yeah, I very indifferent to the Warrens, and if he's going to be that high owned, which 3rd highest owned on the slate at 25%, I think you have a pivot higher. You mentioned Lodolo if you want to really get sneaky. Otherwise, Miller, similar projection, and Lugo, both lower owned. And I do think Bailey Ober is in play as well against Toronto for 300 less. So I don't love Warren. My favorites up top, Screwball, Senga, and Lugo. Let's go 8K and below, though. Again, the guy that most people are playing, Ben Brown, projects pretty well. 7K allows you to go Brown 7K, Screwball 11.5, and spend up at bats. Curious to hear your take on that one. And then any other guys. Can we go to Dean Kramer? Can we go to JP Sears? Can we go to Colton Gordon? Anyone else we can make pivots off of Ben Brown, 8K and below?
Man, it's tough. I was just looking at these pitchers. I mean, Dean Kramer, I think he pitched decent his last game. Now, granted, it was against the White Sox, but now he's going out to that park in Sacramento. So that poses a lot of problems. You said Bailey Ober at 7.7. That would kind of be what I like if I had to choose one title. And I'm not saying go out and jam him in, but Colton Gordon against this Guardians team who's just not very good. He is a southpaw, which I like. this is not the same Guardians team as last year. You got to kind of maneuver around J-Ram. Then outside of that, I'm not going to say it's smooth sailing, but it's better than it was in the past. I think Gordon at 6'5" could maybe get you 20. Now, is 20 going to be enough?
Yes. 20 on DraftKings or FanDuel?
Yeah, no, DraftKings for sure.
Yeah, I mean, 20 will be slam dunk, slam it in, 1,000,000%. Absolutely.
Okay.
That's all I had to hear. Gordon's the best play on the slate.
No, I didn't say that.
He can give me 20. I'm in.
So yeah, that would be where I go. But other than that, yeah, I didn't say Ben Brown because you did, but yeah, Ben Brown, Detroit, tons of strikeouts in that lineup. But I'm not playing Vasquez. He's terrible. JP Sears, no thank you, not in that park. What about you? I mean, anybody else that we didn't touch on that you have interest in?
Not really. No thanks to Kyle Hendricks. No thanks to Logan Allen. No thanks to Davis Martin. The Dean Kramer stuff, I hate that park as well. But, I mean, the pitch count, like, he's a guy that if he is pitching well, should have run support behind him. I don't think it's the craziest thing. I don't like it by any means, but it's 200 less than a Ben Brown at 1/4 of the ownership. So I think he'd stay in the pool. Your Gordon call, like, I don't love seeing this is the thing. It looks like Gordon's probably a better real life pitcher with more upside, but his pitch count, at least SaberSim has projected 11 pitches less. So if I'm looking as a pivot, yeah, no Erod, no Justin, definitely no Walker Buehler. So I'd be looking something like this. Only 3 guys below 8K, or 4. Ober, Brown, Kramer, Gordon. These 2 are the pivots off of Ben Brown if you want. I think, though, you can easily go, again, you had some interest in Lodolo. I'd probably cross him off, but I'll put that there. I would go something like this. I want 50% Skubal. I want at least 28% Senga. I want at least 15% Lugo. And I think from there, I would just kind of play it with SaberSim and see. Like I said, a max on Lodolo. I think Schwellenbach's definitely fine. Maybe I'm overlooking Schwellenbach a little more than I should. That I love pitchers in that park. But, man, like Skubal, when you see the 2 guys in a tier of their own, Skubal and Schwellenbach, like I want to find the 1,500. But then it's like, man, I can pick on the Rockies. Yes, they're in Coors Field, but it's the Rockies for 1K less. So he just kind of falls in that dead zone. But if other people are going to be thinking the same way, that makes him even more appealing. So any final thoughts when we're looking at this pitching pool, how you would attack like 20 teams if you were playing today on DraftKings?
Like I wonder and I haven't built any teams, so like I wonder what your teams would look like with Skubal and Senga or Skubal and Schwellenbach. I mean, obviously you're going to get very thin at that point.
My guess is, let's see, the Royals are cheap. Some of the D-backs are cheap. Some of Baltimore is cheap. Like there's enough high team totals on this slate and like pricing is always inefficient to an extent. Like again, Baltimore, Seattle, the Brewers, plenty of cheap ads there. The Royals, plenty of cheap ads. D-backs. So I think you'll just see teams gravitate. The Reds, on those teams, they're going to gravitate to non-Mets teams essentially, and it'll be pretty easy. That's why I think paying up for one of Skubal, Schwellenbach, and Senga in majority of lineups, I think is a sharp way to do it. I think many pros will be doing the same. Not that I wouldn't. I'd be fine with a Warren Ben Brown or something like that, but we're not starving for salary by any means. Like you can play the top tier pitching, pair it with anyone else, and find very, very solid 5-man stack wherever you want to go at pricing that way.
What about Robleski? Someone was asking in the chat about Robleski.
I X'd him. Did you have any thoughts on him?
Yeah,
projected poorly. Yeah.
I mean, Senga, I hate to throw the L word around, but man, he's tough to fade, I think.
Yeah, and I love when you say that, and he's projected for what? The 4th highest pitcher, 5th highest pitcher right there? I'm in agreement. Before we get to bats, what are your, like, Sensatella being scratched? Does that lower your interest in the Mets? It looks like it's going to be a bullpen game now. I saw some name will be the opener. Like, Sensatella's probably the worst pitcher in baseball. Him getting scratched, if they're going to see their bullpen's bad, the Rockies, of course, they're going to see more arms. But to me, that's a little downgrade. Like, do you have any thoughts there? I wanted them to play Senzatella.
Yeah. Well, why do you think it's a downgrade? And then I'll explain why do you think
I think it's a downgrade because if you're telling me Senzatella starts, the top 3 guys are going to see Senzatella at least one time through. If they doesn't make it across or to the second time of the order, he's absolutely shelled. If he makes it to the second time, at least they've already seen him. That's why I always bump down bullpen games more. I think a lot like batters adjusting, seeing the arm slots, and a really bad pitcher like Senzatella that I think they're probably going to lose the game. Even if he gives up 7, are they going to let him throw 65, 70 pitches, throw him to the Wolves, and he'll pitch 4 innings? Like, I just feel better when I know that than they could have a random pitcher every 2 innings, left, righty. You can play matchups that way. That's my thoughts.
I feel like Nades and I talk about all the time. It's like bullpen games, and I don't have any data to back it up. It just feels like the team score less, right? I mean, obviously that doesn't always happen, but I certainly don't hate that. I guess my thought is, like you said, you're taking out Senzatella and replacing him with another terrible arm. Now, is he as bad as Senzatella? Probably not, because Senzatella is one of the worst in the MLB. They're still going to be popular. I don't think the general public is going to be like, I'm taking the Mets out because Senzatella.
I agree. Public won't do much.
Yeah.
Like you personally, if it does anything.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to take a look. I haven't, fully looked at everything, but.
Hold on. That's big news. So he didn't get scratched. He's just, someone's going to open for him. Okay. That changes everything. We're back to, I didn't see that either. Back to normal. Thank you, LBD Titan. Appreciate that.
Yeah. So right. maybe it's you play 6, 7, 8, 9. And definitely comes in the game in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that. All right, we're going to talk some bats. Again, 12 games, no time to waste. The one weather concern, again, for anyone joining late, Arizona and Cincy. That is red. Have to update closer to lock. Like button, subscribe button helps us out a ton. Think we're ready to rock. First game of the day, or of the slate, I should say. A couple earlier games at 6:40 Eastern, but on the main slate, 7:05 Eastern, New York Yankees, Boston Red Sox. We have hold on. I was looking at K-props. What are we sitting at, 9.5 in this game? 8.5, not even close. -122 on the over. -201 favorites are the Yankees. Warren's going to get some ownership, and you said you didn't have much interest. Can you pick off some of these Red Sox, some of these lefties? Like if you're playing Duran or you're playing Devers, people are going to be spending up for everyone in the world not named those two. So that's why on such big slates like this, you don't have to get crazy with your stacks. If you had just a Duran Devers mini stack, and then you played Ben Brown chalk, and then you played Senga, and you played 5 D-backs. Like, yeah, you ate some D-backs chalk, you ate some Ben Brown chalk, but you played a mini stack no one played. You played Senga off of Skubal, etc. You don't have to get crazy different on slates like this at all. Can you make a case for some Red Sox? And then Yankees, one of the higher team totals on the slate. What about them?
Yeah, all you got to do is have that Corbin Carroll, Kettle Marte mini stack. Yeah, that you saw the other night. Yeah. Yep. 4 bombs between the two of them. Devers, Duran, they certainly can hit 4 bombs in this game. I mean, outside of those two, there's not much I love. So if it was the Red Sox, I don't mind a one-off Duran, a one-off Devers, or kind of doing a mini with them. Maybe even throw in Wilyer Abreu, who's relatively cheap there. We talked about the short porch and right. He's got some power in him. So it would be those top 3, not really much interest in those other Red Sox. This Yankees team, they really struggled this earlier this week, title against the Guardians. I mean, what was his name? Luis Ortiz kind of sliced and diced them. Bibby, I always screw his name up. He pitched well against them. Obviously, the Bronx Bombers, they can hit bombs. I think I'm going to probably pass on them. I mean, if you wanted to play Judge, right, you don't need me to tell you that. But I don't think I like the full stack, or I don't really like the Yankees at all. Rivalry game. I don't think Buehler's a complete gas can. I know some people do, but I don't think he's not great anymore. But he's also, I think there's worse pitchers to pick on. I guess I'll say it that way.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I prefer many other teams than the Yankees today. I prefer many other teams than the Red Sox, but with Warren being the fourth highest owned pitcher probably. I do think a couple of these lefties, maybe mainly the top of the order, Abreu, Devers, Duran, mini stack it, something like that, is definitely in play. Guaranteed ninth inning at bats, some leverage there. That's all I got really. And then I'm trying to see. Someone said Corbin Carroll. Oh, there's the lineup. All right, yeah, he's not in it. All right, next game: Cincinnati Reds, Arizona Diamondbacks. Again, the one weather concern game that is orange right now. We're going to talk like it does play. 9.5 total, minus 118 on the under, minus 115 favorites are the D-backs. You talked about having some interest in Lodolo. That's enough for me right there not to click on too many of these D-backs. No Corbin Carroll in the lineup. Definitely a downgrade. People are like Gurriel, 3.8K in the 3-hole with the platoon advantage. Those are the guys that are going to get ownership that allows you to play Senga, Skubal if you want. I don't love the D-backs. For them, I think it's D-backs, Royals, where people go to most when needing value. By default, if people are going to those two teams on a 12-game slate, I'd rather get somewhere else. And I think the Reds, give me the Reds over D-backs at lower ownership in this spot. Erod can get hit hard on both sides of the plate. Tyler Stevenson, 3.6K at catcher, looks really strong. Santiago always is on base. Steer's got some pop. I don't know how much I love the bottom. Connor Joe's fine. McLean's fine. I don't know about Hampson or Trevino, but I can get to some of these Reds. Preferred as a mini stack. If the game does play, looks like pretty solid hitting weather. Obviously, great hitting park. Yeah, give me some Reds. What about you?
Yeah, you said it. Talked about the platoon. I mean, Eugenio Suarez, he's mashed lefties his whole career. I think he had a 3-home-run game earlier this season against a lefty. I think they're going to be popular. I personally like Lodolo a little bit as a pitcher, so I wouldn't be full stacking this. I just looked at the lineup. Perdomo is batting second, I believe. He's just too expensive, I think, for where he normally bats in the lineup. Now he gets bumped up to the second. I think they'll be popular, Title. I do. With the weather, we'll obviously have to see, but it would be maybe a Marte one-off, maybe a Suarez one-off, not full stacking them. And then Erod is interesting because he's coming off the 15-day IL, hadn't pitched in close to a month, but he can get hard, as you alluded to. This Reds team is pretty bad against left-handed pitching, have been all season. I think they've hit 1 home run in the last 30 days versus lefties. It's a small sample, but you can see what they've done versus left-hand pitching at home. I'm going to disagree with you a little bit. I don't have much interest in the Reds just because of how poorly they do against lefties. No argument here. My thought is more game theory wise. Again, if people go to salary relief, I think it's D-backs. I think it's Royals. Reds look like the pivot of the pivot if you want cheap bats. Again, this is the confirmed lineup. One bat or two bats. Yeah, no Ellie in this lineup either. 2 bats over 4K. They're completely free. Skubal, Senga, Mets, Reds, or something. You know what I mean? Whatever you want to do, you can do. Now, like Ham says, they actually got to do something. If you're not hitting any home runs, it doesn't matter how cheap you are. But yeah, looking at this ownership, the team total, the park, if we get a green light, I got some interest there. Nade says Smash City.
Hey, there we go. I like it.
Nades is on the Snakes and Brewers.
I disagree, though. I will take the under, that they will be more than the 7th highest owned offense. I mean, looking at it, Marte is going to be played at a weak second base position. Outside of that, no one's above 4.5K. Heart of the order, Gurriel 3.8. Perdomo's only 4.3. He might be pretty low owned. Suarez 4.5. Grichuk in the 5 spot, 3K. Moreno catcher. I think, yeah, the heart of the order, I think, is played more than that. But
would you looks like Ellie lost his sister. Sorry to hear that. Would you play, if you were 5-man stacking the Snakes, would you put Grichuk in there knowing he's only going to get 2, maybe 3 at bats?
If you think he's only getting 2 at bats, no, absolutely not. Especially because I think he gets ownership, as we're showing right there. So no, it's a good shout. I would leave Grichuk off my 5-man stacks.
Yeah.
And again, that's assuming I'm single. I'm hand building. If SaberSim's, when I build a lot of teams or SaberSim's doing it, I'm not looking through every lineup. If you saw Grichuk on my team, it's not the worst thing, but just you saying that alone, pitch hit risk, if I was hand building, I personally would leave him out.
Yeah. If you're doing $150, yeah, leave him in on a couple. But yeah, if you're doing 1, even 3 teams, then yeah, it's probably take him out.
Yeah. All right, we'll move it to a game that's not getting much ownership at all. Detroit Tigers and the Chicago Cubs. The reason for that, you're looking at two of the chalkiest pitchers on the slate, Skubal and Ben Brown. We are looking at where are we? 7 total, lowest on the slate, minus 113 juice on the under. Tigers minus 194 favorites. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not playing the Cubs against Skubal. Can you make a case for any of these Tigers against Ben Brown, though, for some leverage? Because I'm seeing poor pitcher ranking with ownership. It is a 12-game slate, though. You
look at our tools, and to me, when you look at Kerry Carpenter and Riley Green, I mean, they both look very nice. I mean, that's a pretty decent sample, right? 70-plus plate appearances at home versus righties. I mean, Kerry Carpenter never strikes out, 18%. So I shouldn't have said never, but rarely strikes out. And he has the ability to hit 3 bombs in a game, right? So one off Kerry Carpenter or Riley Green, I think I'm in on title. But I don't think I'm going to full stack either one. Same thing could be said for the Cubs. If you wanted to pick off, a Suzuki or Carson Kelly, who looked good in a small sample, don't hate that. But yeah, I'm not picking on Skubal. And I don't hate Carpenter or Green as a one-off. What about you?
Yeah, no, I'm totally good with, 2 power bats, not much ownership, doesn't completely break the bank, will be super, super low owned. More so, I think just not playing Ben Brown, you can get different enough that way. Not like you're going to win. Ben Brown gets you -8 and you didn't play him. You win because of that. But, there's no way Tigers crack my top 5 or my top 6. So it's really just one-off mini stacks at best. Other players grade out better. Right there, that's why Gary Els and Grichuk, look at much cheaper in a higher team total. They're going to get a lot of ownership. So I don't mind a Carpenter or Green to get different, but I don't love it by any means. I don't like this game for bats. 7 total. If this game beats me, 5-man stacks on the winner, it will not be me.
Tip your cap.
Yep, exactly. All right, just move on to the next day. Great thing about MLB, you have a lot of days in a row to keep playing this game. So, yeah, don't got to chase it one day. All right, next game, pretty low total in this one as well. Houston Astros, Cleveland Guardians, 8 total, minus 112 juice on the over. Minus 132 favorites are the Stros. Hey, the Stros finally got the job done yesterday. Everyone was in bed, including myself, but the game did play. Framber threw a gem. The Stros got the job done. Can you go back to them today? And then I assume you are not playing the Guardians. We talked about Gordon a little bit, but if I'm wrong, let me know.
Yeah, no, definitely don't like the Guardians. You can see Nade's tuning in, talks about the blood red up and down that lineup. Limited sample against lefties at home, but they're pretty bad, have been all season. Not playing Guardians. Logan Allen, he's not a very good pitcher, title. Actually pretty terrible. And you know what you're going to get with the Astros, and that's 8, maybe 9 righties, night in and night out. Hey, this is the perfect setup for that. What was it? JP Sears, I think it was last Friday or maybe before that. The last time they faced a lefty, roughed him up pretty well. So Paredes been pretty good against lefties. Altuve, I don't hate the Astros. That's kind of an off the wall stack. I don't even think it's that off the wall, but are they getting any ownership?
No, they're off the wall. They're definitely off the wall.
Yeah, so I don't hate the Astros. I'll have to look at it, maybe more mini, but you got righties up and down that lineup, and if it's 7-0, they're not going to bring in a good reliever. So I don't hate the Astros.
Yeah, Allen doesn't miss many bats. He is a ground ball pitcher, keeps it on the ground, which you don't love. But, they're cheap. They're not getting ownership. What are your thoughts on the bottom of this order? A Cam Smith, a Dubon. I guess Jake Myers and Caratini are fine. If you were hand building, would you go 1 through 7?
I wouldn't play Caratini.
Okay.
Jake Myers is fine. Yeah, I would take Caratini out. I don't like him.
1 through
Although
6.
What's your take though on a 5-man stack on something like this?
Oh, hold on. Before, sorry, you go first, then I'll go. But the lineup's
I was just going to say, I don't love Caratini, but as a part of a 5-man stack, I wouldn't mind just slipping him in there.
Yeah, I would. I'm totally fine with that. Almost always at catcher.
Yeah,
we do have a different lineup than we're projected here, though.
Okay.
So we have Pena, Someone mentioned Red Hot. He's leading off. Paredes 2, Altuve 3, Christian Walker 4, Jake Myers moves up to the 5 spot, Caratini 6, Cam Smith 7, Dubon 8, Brendan Rodgers 9. Don't know if that does anything to you.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely 1 through 7 at that point. I wouldn't play Dubon. I wouldn't take former Rocky great Brendan Rodgers. They may come back to bite me, but I'm gonna play 1 through 7. I think it's kind of where I'll cut it off.
Yep. Josh said, for single entry, is there a different strategy, or is it a different strategy? When I do single entry, I virtual hand build. I use SaberSim, but I'm looking at the lineups and I know I want Aaron Judge. I know I want Clark Schmidt. Like I know baseball, and I'm making it more so that way. And then SaberSim's taking into consideration ownership, contest fields, since I use contest sims, all that. And then I get a happy medium that way. When I MME, I'm not looking through each individual lineup. I'm more so looking at my portfolio, my exposures that way. So I'm a lot less hands-on. So I can see if plenty of times, like I have a winner, I'm like, or like I have this team that's in the top 15. How did I get this team? I never would have got on this team. Well, that's SaberSim doing its thing. So for me individually, my process is different because I'm less hands-on. The more teams I build, the less teams I build, the more I see. Like yesterday, NBA, I played a 555. I hand-built that team. I knew exactly what I wanted. I picked it out for my 150 teams. I didn't look at any specific team on that. So that's the only thing really different for me.
I must have missed it, Title. Did you have another shipper last night that I missed?
I chopped the NBA showdown.
Nice.
Got it with 33 friends.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, it's better than nothing.
Absolutely. I'll take it.
Was it your boy Ham was in the sheets and I missed it. So was it a close sweat? Like, did the Halliburton shot help you?
I was already winning then. I just wanted the game to be over. I checked my phone actually with like a minute left, and I was in first, but it was definitely a sweat. Like Rio was behind me with like 1.6 points with Nemhard over Turner. And with showdown, like anything can happen.
Yeah.
So I was feeling good. Like I just wanted the game over. Yeah. So I guess if Nemhard made that shot instead of Halliburton, I would have lost. But it was no.
Sorry, Rio, you can't win them all.
Yeah, he was right there. His chop would have been less too. Mine was 16-7. Rio's probably would have been like 60K or something. So
no way.
Yeah, Rio's was Turner down to Nemhard, leave like 1,800. His was sharp. I'll take the luck. Rio's won enough. I'll take it over.
That's what I'm saying, Rio. You can't win them all, man. Come on, share the love.
Exactly. Shout out to Rio though. By Rio and Nate D. Shout out to those two. Nate D hit up the beat writer, one of them at OKC yesterday, and Rio dropped a message in our Discord. Another reason to be in the Discord, tagged NBA chat about Aaron Wiggins and Isaiah Joe. Like I had way more Wiggins than Joe. Beat writer thought Joe would come in first before Wiggins. Changed everything. Bumped down a lot of Wiggins, bumped up Joe, and it got me on. Who knows if I would have had the winner if it wasn't for that. So shout out to the NBA team. Just another reason at SHIPIT Nation, the Discord absolutely huge in there. So shout out to the boys. All right, we'll keep it rolling. Next game on the slate, Kansas City Royals, Chicago White Sox. We have I've been struggling to find these. 8 total, -119 on the over, -137 favorites are the Royals. So as Nades have been saying, as I've talked about earlier, when people want to save, they're going to go to the Royals. It's very easy, solid run total, bad bullpen. It makes a lot of sense. If the Royals are going to be somewhat chalky on a 12-game slate, like I don't really want to go there. If I'm playing the Royals, I would like a Devers, a Duran, an Astros. Like you're getting different somewhere when you're playing the Royals with them. White Sox, there's no chance I'm playing them. I actually liked Lugo a little bit. And I don't think Davis Martin is as bad as I guess probably people do. Like any White Sox pitcher people just think are bad. I think this dude might be, he ain't good, but he might be middle of the road, which is good for the White Sox. So yeah, mainly just Royals getting ownership. No thanks. But what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I was trying to do a little comparison, like Royals chalk versus Diamondbacks.
Royals will be higher on.
Yeah, but who do you like? Yeah, who's a good pivot off of the Royals? Because
the Stros. You just talked about it. Mine's the Reds. I think the Reds, and you think the Astros, but they're both really, really cheap.
Yeah, I mean, just the Royals aren't good this year, and when a bad team is chalky. To me, that's like the time to fade in GPPs. Maybe that's wrong in saying that, but I mean, outside of
maybe just take a step back. Chalky might not be the right word, but they're going to be higher owned than I guess they should be, or I guess than most people would think. When opening up the slate, 12 games, boom, the Royals are higher owned than most people will think. I guess that's the way to put it. Chalk, I don't think like the Mets are going to be chalk. That's the chalk at the end of the day. I disagree, Nades. I disagree strongly.
Red's going to be higher owned. Man, I can't play the Royals, not against my boy Dean Martin. Dean Martin. I love him. I shouldn't say I love him.
He's solid, though. You're on the same page? Like, you think he's better than most people think?
Yeah. I mean, he's not he's not great, but he's not terrible either. I'm not playing the Royals. I'm not playing the White Sox. Yeah, I'm crossing this game off. Actually, let's just go to the next one.
Yeah, let's go to these next two, because I don't know how much interest you're going to have in any of them. The Brewers and the Padres, the Twins and the Blue Jays. 8.5 total in the Blue Jays game, minus 114 on the under, and then the Brewers 8.5 as well, but minus 118 on the over. So Nades like them Brewers. Yeah, I'll let you talk about the Twinkies too. I don't have interest in Padres and the Blue Jays, but if you do, talk about them as well.
Yeah, I don't mind the Brewers. Randy Vasquez, pretty bad, very bad to lefties, gives up a ton of fly balls as well. We know the Brewers not afraid to steal bases either. So even some of those guys like a Sal Frelick, who I don't love, Joey Ortiz down there in the bottom half, I think they're squarely in play if you wanted to play all five of them, because Vasquez is bad. And I don't know the prices, how they relate to the Royals, but I would have the Brewers ahead of the Royals because they have some pretty good bats, and I think the pitcher is pretty bad. In the Padres, the problem that you may run into is the Padres do have a good bullpen. So if it's a close game or something like that and you get to the 6th, 7th, or 8th, then you kind of not shut down, but you're less likely to. So you're going to have to get Vasquez early. On the flip side, I don't think I have interest in Padres. Interested to hear your take on that.
No,
and then,
I don't.
Yeah, and then no interest in the Jays. We liked Ober a little bit. What I'll be honest with you, I don't know much about this Paxton Schultz guy. Are we saying the Twins are going to be popular, or what? Who is this Paxton Schultz guy? Is this who is he?
I have no clue who this guy is. What I'm seeing, though, looking at SaberSim, is it's a guy that's going to go a couple innings, and it's going to be bullpen from there. Like, Saber has him projected at 52 pitches.
Oh, wow.
Just looking at what he's done so far, this year he's thrown 30 pitches, 45, 46. So that is what, 1 1/3, 2 2/3.
Yeah, he's a glorified opener.
Yeah, that's exactly. He's going to probably pitch 2 to 3 innings, and from there you're going to see the bullpen. How's the bullpen of the Blue Jays?
I would have to look, but if it's an opener and it's the Twins coming, the Twins.
Oh, Eric Lauer. Hold on, I'm seeing Eric Lauer, ex-Brewer. He might be the potential long reliever, so the lefty. So they're going to go left or righty, or Schultz is the opener at righty, and then it looks like Lauer, the lefty, will be a long reliever with a good bullpen. Thanks, Nades. I mean, right there, I guess, is all I need to hear. They're going to go opener to a guy that in Lauer who's going to pitch probably 50 pitches, 43, 41 the last two. He's been solid. Yeah, righty, lefty with a solid bullpen. I think that's enough to keep me away from the Twins personally.
Yeah, just looking. I'm not going to stack the Twins. Addison Barger is batting third for the Jays, and they moved Springer down to 5th.
Is that confirmed?
Yeah, that's confirmed. Addison Barger, I don't hate that as a one-off against Ober personally, but maybe Byron Buxton as a one-off. I'd have to look and see, but definitely not full stacking them title.
Yeah, Brewers are interesting, but the bullpen kind of concerning as well. Like you mentioned, like I prefer. You talked me into the Stros a little bit. I prefer Reds. Prefer D-backs maybe. I don't know. That's close. I'll side with actually this ownership and our man Nades and side with the Brewers. The thing with the Brewers is like they're not expensive, but their top 5 is at least all 4K and above. so they're not free like some of these other teams as well. They don't have many 3K, 2K players, but at the end of the day, you really don't need it. You can easily 5-man Brewers and play skoo-ball and be good there. Hey, what's up, Landa? Yep.
Yeah,
Oh.
I was going to say that too. Yeah, and they're coming out of that AAA park. Yeah, no, thank you there.
Yeah, so it sounded, Ricky, this just happened. We went on the show, but our man LBD Titan mentioned that someone's opening and then it'll be Senzatella. So that's kind of how I'm going and approaching it, that we will see Senzatella at some point.
Which is what,
I'll have to
we
look
want.
into that more. Yeah, which is definitely what you want. Yeah, I think that's what they're going to do. All right, we'll keep it going. Next game on the slates, St. Louis Cardinals and the Los Angeles Dodgers. We have 8.5 total, -113 on the under, -123 favorites are the Cards. I mean, you say you're not playing Sonny Gray. Obviously, his price tag's up there, and he's playing the Dodgers, but he's been good. And you mentioned that as well. You can always play Ohtani. You're very rarely going to see the Dodgers, all 9 guys projected to be less than 10% owned. That is absolutely wild. Like their whole cumulative ownership, we added all 9 guys up and it's less than 10%. So less than 1% pretty much for each one. Even with that being said, I don't know. It's warm in St. Louis, I guess. There's Ben Brown on the slate. There's Bailey Ober. Can you make a case for a 5-man Dodgers on the slate at 0 ownership? Can you make a case for the Cardinals?
I was looking at what looks like the Rockies aren't going to be owned, but like that's odd that they're all. You add them up, they're below 10%.
The Dodgers?
The Dodgers, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to click these names at the prices.
The Dodgers stack it's only viable, in my opinion, 20 plus teams.
Yeah.
To me, I mean, you got 12 games. You got a pitcher in Sonny Gray's, pitching at a Cy Young caliber, over the last month. And just why pick on him when you got 23 other offenses? That's just my take.
I agree. I mean,
yeah.
Even if they scored 7 runs, like they very well might not be on the win. Like they're really expensive too. So
that's the other thing too. You're not going to get Skubal or Schwellenberger or Schwellenbach or Senga.
Skubal, Senga, that. I mean, you're playing Ben Brown, you're playing Clanton or whoever that Houston guy was. Yeah, I mean, we have him projected at 3.4. He's never won. Maybe he's 4 or something like that. But he's who we have highest. We have other guys projected, obviously, for 0.58.
I mean, yeah, Ohtani could turn the slate on its head, right? In double dong, but
it's hard to get there. What about Cardinals? Cardinals?
Yeah, no. Nades, if you're still out there, Nades was touting those Cardinals last Friday. Nades, I'm glad you're here. Nades was touting those Cardinals, and my boy, he calls him, I don't even know what, Jack Leiter out there and just put up a 26 spot on my boy Nades on the Cardinals. Come on, Nades. You're talking about Jack Leiter, Vandy boy. In Texas, deep in the heart of Texas. Oh, man, I wish Nades was here. I just remembered that. I'm not playing the Cardinals. Come on, man.
Ham Schlong just went whoop to whoop, and he got so excited.
Man. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. I wish my boy Nades was here today.
Oh, well, I've never seen you so excited. I love it. All right, we'll keep it rolling. Next game on the
What did he say?
Nailed the rest.
Nailed the rest. Of course he did.
Next game on the slate, Colorado Rockies, New York Mets. Coors Field, 10.5 total, -116 on the over, -292 favorites are the Mets. All right. That's so funny.
I didn't get the bats right either, Nate, but I did play Jack Leiter.
Why am I not? I know this is a DFS show, but why am I not taking all the alt lines on the Mets run lines and just go from there? I mean, how much are the Mets winning by today? Or you love Senga. I don't care what you say about Senzatella. I hate Senzatella. So what are we doing here? I mean, they winning by 8, 9, 10. What are we doing?
I'm going to bet it now.
Fade.
I'm going to bet it now.
Landon's always saying Coors fade.
here's what you do. You go in there and you next to Kodai Senga's name in DraftKings, there's a little lock that you have, and you click that button. There's a little thing, you hit click, and then you fill the rest of your team out. Oh, man. Landa's going fade. I don't see how you fade Coors. I mean, I at least got to get 2.
There's enough ways to get different at pitching. I think you can. I like Coors. I'll say that. With knowing Senzatella is still the long reliever, like when we thought he was gone, the interest went down. Now that I know he's still pitching, yeah, it's good chalk in my opinion. I think there's enough different ways to get different on this slate. I also don't love too many individual spots, or at least as many as I would think on a 12-game slate.
About what? Okay, so you liked him a little less without Senzatella. What if Lindor is out? Because didn't he get hit on the hand or something the other day?
It just makes it cheaper. Yeah, he's not even in our projected, he is in our projected lineup. Is he in other projected lineups?
Yeah, but I mean, you replace him with somebody you've never heard of, like then you're just
then I'm getting him for 4% ownership because he's at the bottom of the order, and that's the guy that I'm going to need to ship 1 through 9. Like on these chalky teams that are implied so much, like you don't need to cross anyone off. Yep. That's where the power of SaberSim. That's kind of what I rely on it that way. Yeah, bro. There you go. He's not going to be in the lineup.
He broke his pinky toe. I thought he got hit in the hand or something. Maybe I missed it. Maybe he got hit in the pinky toe. I don't know. But
what I'm seeing is not.
Well, I thought he said he was going to play through it, but maybe he's not. I don't know. But in any event, no Rockies for me. I think Senga's a great play. And then Mets 1 through 9. Wait to see that confirmed lineup. I think I'm with you. I think it's good chalk. I think they're a good offense. And then you get a bad pitcher and a bad pitching staff, and it's lock and load.
Yeah, I think I might need to be hitting these spreads. I mean, this might get out of hand quick. All right, keep it rolling. A couple games left. Los Angeles Angels, Seattle Mariners. Pretty big total in this one. 9.5, -118 on the under, -137 favorites are the Mariners. You were chirping a little Bryce Miller earlier, just saying he hasn't been good. You want lefties when you do play against Bryce Miller. Shawno.
Well, that's the problem. They don't have any lefties.
No, they don't. I always, for some reason, think Taylor Ward's like a lefty or switch hitter. I'm always wrong. They don't have lefties.
Yeah, that's the problem. Are you thinking some Bryce Miller?
I think Bryce Miller's got to in between the Sangas, the Warrens, and Ben Brown, who I think is all higher owned. On a slate where I'd be fine with 16, 17 pitch counts there, I think it's fine. I think it's definitely fine. It's more so in play when I see, this already is lineup that the Angels are throwing. It's not like Bryce Miller's a stud against righties, but it's a significant difference on the right side of the plate against the left side.
Maybe we're looking at different things, or I'm looking at something wrong. But I mean, he only strikes out 18% of righties. I'm
looking at. I still am including last year's sample in this too. Okay. I don't think we're far enough into pitching. I don't know. Other people could argue. Other people might know more historic, but I'm still looking at last year. And again, that's wrong because people make changes in the offseason and stuff. Like it's all. I don't know, but that's why.
To me, the thing with this Angels team is they strike out a ton, but Bryce Miller's not a strikeout pitcher. Like he hasn't been this season. He's striking out 18% of righties. You get Mike Trout back. Nade's alluded to it in the chat and in the slate plan. Great hitting weather tonight in Anaheim. Great park for home runs. Bryce Miller hasn't been that good. I don't hate,
top 5 stack on the slate.
I would say right around the 5 or 6. I would put him in that Houston category.
I mean, what about Mariners? Like Kyle Hendricks is a guy I'll pick on.
I think Mariners are great. I mean, Kyle Hendricks,
they're one of my favorite.
Terrible.
Yeah, they're one of my favorite stacks. He ain't missing bats. Like guaranteed ninth inning of bats, good hitting weather. If I'm not, they're my second favorite outside of the Mets.
Yeah, and he really gets lit up by righties. So that's what J-Rod, Rosarena. I mean, not even to mention Cal Riley, who's hit more home runs than anybody. He misses no bats. 15%. About 15% from both sides of the plate. Mariner smash, Angels pin his booty, as Nate says. Yeah. So I think this game, talking about spreads, title, why not just take the total go over the posted total? Can't be what 9.5, something like that.
9. But what if Bryce Miller puts on his golden crown and throws a gem against all these righties?
He's going to give up 3, so we just got to get the Mariners 7.
You like this one? Oh, the Mariners pen's ass too. You like this over more than you like the spread on Mets?
Just like the
2.5 plus 2.5 plus 110 is probably what there are. They have to win by 3 runs.
3? No, I don't like doing that in baseball.
No,
baseball's too fickle for me.
It is. Senzatella is trash. That's all I got.
Yeah, he is. I agree with you on
that. 2 games left.
They're hot though. They're hot though. Title.
Yeah.
3. Aren't they 3 for 3 in the last 3?
Really scared about that hot team over there.
I thought it was funny. They put on X the other day. They're like, win since July 2nd. Like Colorado Rockies 3, Scotty Scheffler 0.
Well, speaking of, I didn't want you to bring up golf. Rory McIlroy, man, that's all. Yeah, that man.
Hold on, what I missed it. I was out of the loop.
He had like a +6 or +7 on one hole that just completely ejected and took himself out. It was me and you out there.
I did see Tambo posting some sort of gift that I didn't even understand.
That was after that. Open the plane, get in the plane, take off. His ass gone.
Tambo's too sharp, and he posts stuff on there. I'm like, what is he even talking about all the time?
His brain's wired for that for sure. His brain's got the clicks. All right, 2 games left. Oakland Athletics and the Baltimore Orioles, 10.5 total, the biggest on the slate, are tied for Coors, -120 on the over, though, which is more juice than Coors Field, -133 favorites. Are the O's talking hitting weather in this one? Almost 90 degrees, wind blowing out. Sacramento, this minor league park. Yeah, this full game stack. Sacramento's a new Coors. Seems like a lot of people are on it.
We may have to ban Landa from the comments, man. He's stealing all my thunder. I mean, taking these Orioles, taking these athletics against me.
I will say the O's are probably the second chalkiest team on the slate behind the Mets. Does that change anything?
Well, they've been pretty brutal against. I mean, listen, in the GPP, like I'm the ultimate try to get contrarian guy. I mean, the Orioles have been bad against lefties all season, but it's a great park. They get 27 outs. They got not a great pitcher. I mean, all the signs are pointed to them, and rightfully so. It's why they're so chalky. They're going to be tough to fade. I don't like JP Sears. I love the Athletics. I'm with Land on that. Kramer, like I said, had a good outing last time, but that was against the White Sox. That was at home. Now going on the road. Bad weather. We know what Rooker can do. We know what Soderstrom can do. I don't know if Bladay's in the lineup, but I think this game, another game stack, right? I typically don't like stacking these West Coast games, A, because I'm generally asleep, and B, I just think the weather isn't as good out there in the West Coast. It probably is, but this is another great game stack that you could do. Love both teams. Don't have any interest in the pitchers. So yeah, I think it's a great stack for both of them.
Many talking how bad the O's have been against lefties so far.
Yeah.
Who's your preferred side if you had to pick?
Oh, the A's for sure.
A's.
Yeah.
And they're lower owned, as you can see on here.
Yeah, sorry to go back a game, but to that Rockies game, I mean, and that was probably 2 games ago. I mean, look at that lineup that the Rockies have. It's just like Keston, Jurek, guy, former Brewer, great, your boy.
Former Brewer right here and here. Orlando, Keston, the middle of the infield tandem. Look at that.
Yeah.
Hunter Goodman's actually good. Hunter Goodman's a good ball player. That's about it. Ryan McMahon.
Anyway, that was 2 games ago, so I'm way behind. But are they really going to trot out? Are they really going to trot out 7 righties?
Let's see. We have the lineup. Yeah, they did. Righty, Estrada righty, Goodman righty, McMahon lefty, Doyle righty. This Ritter guy, not even in the player pool here, righty. Moniak. Oh, there's not even RC in the lineup. Moniak lefty.
Singa's been absolutely stones, as Nades would say. Man, if you don't play Senga, gosh, I mean, just.
So how are we not just on the run line? Like Senzatella is going to let up runs. If Senga doesn't, I mean, this thing's going to be This might be Ladder City. I don't know.
All right. Hey, I'm following you, Title. I'm getting in on
I'm
that.
following you too. Are you liking the pitcher? I'm liking the bats.
I mean, 7 righties. Senga's been just dynamite.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I really like the Mets. I really like Senga. I'm with you. All right, let's take it to the last game. Coming up in an hour, talking some baseball. Giants and the Braves. Hate playing hitters in this park, but 7.5 total, -118 on the under. Yeah, that's really it. I mean, Ronald Acuna, it's good to see him back. He's a complete stud. If you want to play him, he'll be low owned. I ain't playing guys in this ballpark though.
Title, it all started 2 weeks ago, my man. We did a little thing with Jock Jams, RIP to Jock Jams, and Alex Verdugo.
And Max Muncy.
I tried to give away a ticket last week.
Max Muncy.
It didn't work. Hey, if Alex Verdugo hits a home run on a Friday night, Ham's giving away a ticket. Do not play Alex Verdugo. X him out. What do they do? Like no whammies, X out. Like Family Feud, we're going X. Like Degeneration. Man, Alex Verdugo, I'm giving away a ticket. The guy's so bad, and he's in a bad ballpark. I'm not stacking this game. I wouldn't stack. I shouldn't say anybody, but I rarely stack this ballpark on a 12-game slate. Just no need to, man. You just don't.
No.
And don't play Alex Verdugo. Please don't do
it. Don't play Verdugo. Don't play anyone in this game except Schwellenbach. And from there.
Schwellenbach is fine to play.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you're too concerned waking up with fear that this one's on the winner. You might be with the A's, the O's, the Angels, the Mariners, and the Rockies, Mets. So long story short, if you got some of these stacks early and you're at the top of the leaderboard, it might be a long night and a long sweat. And very few sweats. Shout out to our man, Philly Phantom. I don't think he's watching. In Tilt Nation, he put in, this is why he retired from baseball. But he was up like 26 with 1 or 2 innings left, and he lost by like 1 or 2. And he's like, this is why I hate baseball. I'll always remember Justin McMahon, someone in the industry as well, was sweating a couple of years back. He was doing it live. Literally just had to fade. I think it was like 2 outs or something. Just had to fade a home run for, I don't know, 200K or something insane. The dude hits a home run. The worst swing of all time live. Like baseball,
nothing worst.
Brutal.
Nothing is worse than
because you're up 12. You're up 12, top of the 9th. All right. The top team in the top of the 9's down 7. You know, there's only 1 or 2 at bats. That guy right there hits a home run, 14-point swing. Whoop, whoop. And all the money's at first place nowadays. So it's not for everyone, that's for sure. But know the game you're playing. It's a very high variance sport. But yeah, if you're at the top early today, even midday today, midnight, not midnight, middle of the nights or middle of the slate. Don't be too confident. I think these late night hammers are going to come through.
I hope my boy Landon's right. I need a shipper. I need to get out to Cali. I need to win that FanDuel Live final seat tonight. So maybe you're right, Landon. Maybe
It is live this year. They're doing it live?
It's in I don't drink wine, but it's in whatever that Napa Valley is.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I Title, before we get into it, you were hot last time. You could have made me a lot of money. So no pressure.
What do you mean I could have? I was 2 for 2.
I didn't bet it, but I'm going to now. Yeah, we were 3 or 4 last time. So
yeah, we were.
No pressure. Hey, Nades went 1 or 2 last Friday. Just be better than Nades, and then we're golden.
Oh god.
You were hot.
I think if I recall, didn't you go first last time?
Probably.
Yeah, you want to go first? We'll keep the same mojo.
You go ahead real quick.
All right, I'm gonna go. Cal Raleigh is my spend up.
Cal Raleigh. All right, I'm gonna go. Kerry Carpenter. Like Kerry Carpenter for sure. And let me get one more.
Fuck, I'm struggling. I got it. Tyler Stevenson. I like Stevenson. Hits lefties well. Assuming that game plays. Two
My heart
catchers.
skipped a beat.
Two
when you said-
catchers, baby. Come on. Former catcher over here.
My heart skipped a beat when you said Tyler. And I thought you were going to say my
Soderstrom?
boy, huh?
Soderstrom on the
Soderstrom.
A's?
Yep. Tyler Soderstrom, Kerry Carpenter. Hopefully we go 4 for 4. I'm going to get in on these 4 tonight, Title. Hopefully we're
now you know it's 0 for 4. Last time you didn't get in on it, 3 for 4. Yeah, Kettle was my guy last time. Kettle and Taylor Ward. But yeah, now that we're in on it, bets are going up 0 for 4, almost guaranteed.
Yep. Hey, if Verdugo hits a home run, Jason, hey, come on back next Friday. We're going to be giving away a ticket, 121, to some lucky winner. I don't mind doing it. I think I'm safe. I got about 20 Fridays left, so we'll try to fade that for the next 20 Fridays.
There you go. Ham the man. Any final thoughts? Obviously, Ham only on one show a week during the baseball season, but as you members know, on the slate plans Saturday and Sunday, on the quick hit on Sunday. Hey, weekend baseball, especially Sunday, prizes are good. Even Saturday most times. Prizes are good, usually split slates. Ham always grinding, always has the content up. Always appreciate your work, Ham. Always enjoyed doing shows with you. But anything on your mind, donuts to baseball, whatever in between, take it away.
This is a great show. Enjoyed it. Yeah, we appreciate everybody that spent an hour on the Friday with us, and love doing this. Love talking some ball with you all. Always appreciate doing shows with you, Title. And have a great weekend. You always say it, Title doesn't cost anything to be nice to people. So be nice, be kind, and enjoy your weekend. Hopefully it's a nice weather wherever you are.
Love those words. Doesn't cost a penny to be a good person. I'll promise you the weather's nice over here in sunny Arizona. Hope wherever you are watching, it is nice. If not, hey, it could be the coldest day ever. Tomorrow, it's pay-per-view season, MMA, Rob Sugar, sit inside, watch some MMA, some violence, watch some baseball, watch some NBA, watch some hockey, some Stanley Cup. So much going on. Watch some NASCAR. Plenty sports still going on right now. Projections, ownership, the Stone. For all, great Discord community, and of course, the best optimizer in SaberSim is our partner. You can get all of that using the code DGen75, usually $99 for all the content. Again, DGen75, get you $75 off as you see the core, $99 minus $75 equals $24, less than $1 a day for your first month. We would love to have you. That's going to do it. There you go. Belmont tomorrow too. What a sports weekend. Plenty of money to be made in the DraftKings and the FanDuel lobby. We would love to try and help at SHIPIT Nation. That's going to do it for us, though. For Ham the Man, I am Titletown. Good luck. Be safe. Peace.